Welcome, welcome. All right, all right. How we doing today? We awake? Welcome to the Regroup, where we pull it back together after a long day. Who on board with that? We got a lot to cover today. All right. All right, cool, cool. All right, starting here. All right, so we're gonna just jump right in. We ain't playing around today.
You're saying this, and now I'm gonna like test it.
Okay. What do we? Just give me like one.
Would you bark for me?
Don't do it.
Good boy.
Believe on you. Congrats.
Am I your type?
Yeah, I think it's more than that. You know, it's like you're just like intriguing and from Texas, and you have fangs. And for my wife, the one thing I would do would be anything you want. So you just get to pick one thing, anything in the world, and I'll buy it for you.
You starting off like.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah.
You buy my mom a house?
Oh, well, yeah, I'd love to.
Wait, really?
Sure.
I really feel like my destiny is to end up with like a goth baddie with just absolute
those
cups.
2 words.
Wow.
Wow. Hello, what's your name?
Pink.
And she
Literally,
got,
I'll call you.
and she got bangs too. I mean, I don't know if I need to say this, but you ain't gonna do no favors for me with no fangs. I'll say that. I don't know if anybody else is thinking that already, but I don't know. But what I can tell you is that people have been having a blast. They've been having so much fun with this Drake thing. I mean, this is crazy. This is craziness. This is craziness.
Good dog.
What's next, Drake? Hey, it ain't so. Better be AI.
Good dog.
Say don't do it. I tried to tell you. I said, don't do it. What did I say? What did I say? I said, don't do it. Did I not? I said that. I said, don't do it, Drake. Don't do it, Drake. So that's the biggest rapper alive right now on a live stream, barking on command. Like, you know, I know, I'm sure Drake is playing up to this whole 20v1 thing, and he's, you know, like he's really dating or interested in dating these women and all this stuff. I know he's playing the role, you know, he had acting experience. I got it. But, you know, and I mean, it shout out to Drake being humble and a great sport to all this stuff. I'm sure that's what he was doing. But, you know, it just don't look good. You know, just don't look good. I don't like that, you know. But, you know, shout out to Drake. No judgment. So he did this apparently for a golf streamer that he met apparently 40 seconds earlier. So, you know, is it love at first sight? Big no. And I want you to sit with the fact that that's somehow not even the biggest story of the last 48 hours. Somehow, I don't know. But hey, what's good, y'all? It's the Regroup presented by the Clout Report. I'm your host. Every episode, we take the last 48 hours of hip hop and pop culture. We figure out what actually matters. You feel me? Versus what's just noise. Because sometimes, honestly, I'm being completely honest, some of this stuff is noise. Speaking of noise. Speaking of noise. Okay. So today's a heavy one. Drake turned his own stream into a meme. We got Adam 22 took his wife took her wedding ring off on camera. And in Las Vegas, 30 years after the loss of Tupac, the first and apparently only person ever charged with unaliving finally walked into the courtroom. So I guess that is applause worthy. All right. Yay for justice. So, chat, before we really get into it, one word. What's the wildest thing you saw this weekend? Let's hear it. Down in the chat. Okay. All right. Housekeeping. Like the stream, it generally helps. All right. Timestamps are in the description, and if you're new here, this isn't a reaction channel. I mean, technically, kind of is, but we source everything. Let's work. So let's set the table properly, because most of you have seen the clip and none of you have seen the context, or maybe not all of it. But Saturday night, that was what, August 8th. Drake goes live on Kick. This is a paid situation, right? So this is the 9th anniversary of Stake, which is a crypto casino that sponsored the stream for a year. So they gave out over $1 billion. You know, at first I thought it was Drake's money, which I mean, I guess he could do that technically if he wanted to do it, but I wouldn't understand it. But I don't understand. I don't understand this a whole lot. But anyway, so gave away $1 million in cash and prizes and for the viewers. So the format was 20 versus 1, 20v1, 20 women hoping to woo Drake. So the host was Kyle Four-Gear, and Drake cycled through conversations, and at the end he picked to pick the one that he was supposed to marry, the one he would hook up with, and then one that he would keep as a friend. So 3 hours, and out of 3 hours, one clip seemed to escape. And the full the barking that we just kind of went through. He says, and I want to repeat this exactly. You can look dead in my eyes, and if you say do it, I would. Well, he meant that. She asked him to bark. He does it instantly. She says, good boy. And then he picks her as the winner. Like it's going bad to worse. Her name is Pick Chewy. Real name is Lynn Lamar, streamer. She's in the cosplay. She's a cosplay creator, golf forward brand. Okay, she's been calling herself the golf baddie from the show ever since because, she's not stupid. She seen, that clip went viral, and that's the best marketing she'll ever get, at least for free. So there you have it. But another situation was the one with Lena the Plug. Yeah, and really, it seemed like her and Adam. Well, let's take a step back. She's married to Adam 22, for those who don't know. And it seemed like her claim to fame has been kind of hooking up with guys outside of Adam 22. She does adult content, which I guess that kind of goes with the territory. But hey, she could do adult content with her husband, which probably will make more sense since they're married technically. But here's the part that got buried under the bargain. Lena Plug is in the final 3, and the camera. She's on camera. She takes off her wedding ring and gives Drake this big hug and hands him this certificate that says hall pass, which hall pass means like he can get it physically. You know what I'm catch my drift on that. And apparently it was signed by Adam 22, which I don't understand why he seems to be like he's heartbroken by what she's doing. It's just like some, we've seen this before. This is like Al Bundy. This is like Al Bundy 2020, 2026. Remember Married with Children? Peg was hot. Peg wasn't some throwaway. She was the baddie of her day. And Al wasn't feeling it.
I can, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's her throwing her ring. What is that?
Okay.
All right. Well,
like we discussed the permission slip beforehand, so that was not a surprise. Okay. But then when she threw the ring, I don't know. I did feel a little something for a moment there. Like, damn, you really had to take a dump on our relationship right there. Like, I don't know. Like, we had to have a conversation about that. But ultimately, that's my baby. I love her, even if I felt like she went a little over the line with that move. I might be doing pretty good financially these days, but I bought that ring back when money was a little bit harder to come by, you know? So it means a lot to me. So when she did that, I get she wanted to have her viral moment, and it worked because, you know, she was definitely like the most viral person off the whole episode. But there was a little bit right there where I was like, damn, all right, you owe me a threesome or two after that one.
Yeah. Well, you have a husband. Why are you here?
Wait, hold on. Actually, can someone hold this for me?
Yeah. So you know, I just at a loss. You know, she's on a dating show as a married woman. I mean, that says a lot in and of itself. You know, but he's worried about what she's doing with her ring. That's about it. That's all. That's the only worry, yeah? Only concern. So TMZ catches Adam in LA on Monday. He says she went over the line. Well, clearly, right? How far over the line, we won't know, I guess, for a while. But, and this is the part I find genuinely interesting. He says he isn't holding anything against her or holding it against her. I mean, and why would he? I'm sure they had a plan. Says she warned him about a couple of things beforehand. Well, yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure she did, including the permission slip. But he felt something when the ring came off. Okay, that was the part. That was the part that was over the line. So she could hook up with other guys as long as she keeps the ring on. That's what you're saying, Adam? Right. Chat. Oh, honesty. Is that a marriage or is it like a content strategy? Because I don't think those are mutually exclusive anymore. I think that's the actual story here. And it's clear that they have a plan, they have a game plan to act like they're kind of a traditional marriage in certain ways. And then they're not. I don't think they're nowhere near a traditional marriage. You know, she's doing things that in a traditional marriage would constitute cheating. And he says she owes me a threesome. I guess that evens the score. That says a lot. That's telling. Which I don't mind, but let's stop. Let's stop with the charades in this. Let's stop with the virtue signaling in this, acting like it's not what it is. I mean, it's nothing. There's nothing exclusive in that marriage, other than, you know, I'm sure they did vows like other marriages. I'm sure he wore, you know, a suit or something. She wore a dress like any other marriage. But other than that, that's where it went off the tracks. Right after that, like, all right, now we're gonna do all kind of crazy. We're gonna do all kind of crazy stuff. What's the point of getting married? What's wrong with your wife, Adam? Why you don't want it? That's my question. Don't try to come here, Adam. I'm telling. Don't you do it, Adam. Don't you do it. Don't you try that. I'm telling you now. Don't you try me. Don't you try me, Adam. So this is another story. This is pertaining to Drake and Wayno.
About certain things, he should be doing certain things in his life. And I'm going to tell y'all from my standpoint, completely unbiased. And I know people are going to clip this shit and, oh, Wayno, you always been a Drake hater. That's fine if y'all want to feel that way. As a fan of Drake's music, I was totally disappointed to see a nigga do a 20v1, even playing wise. Now, if he would have did this in a music video, I think it would have been a little bit more tasteful because we would kind of understand why and how he was doing it. But as far as him doing some shit like this, I'm like, yo, bro, this shit just corny. Like, honestly, it's corny.
Execute, you know, danger, push, let's go, danger, on, all that good stuff.
I can see that. It does kind of come off like that, you know. I think Drake is bigger than that. I think Drake is better than that. I think he's larger than that. Like, I mean, who else you gonna see like playing? I mean, I think he's really humble to be a good sport about it. But I think it'd have been okay if he told the producers, the director, like, hell no, I ain't barking because somebody, hell no, I ain't doing it. Are you crazy? You know who I am? I would have totally respected that too. Like, man, you nuts? So Drake responded publicly with essentially, this you reviewing Marvel movies, you know, in response to Wayno. Wayno comes back Tuesday and calls him a hypocrite, says the clapback completely missed the point. And look, Drake responded to everybody used to read as confidence. I'm not sure it reads that way, not anymore, anyway. How about you all? Anybody think it still reads as confidence? I wouldn't say that. You know, when you're the biggest artist on earth and you clapping at some like podcast host over a stream review, I mean, the power dynamic clearly has inverted in some way. So you made him your equal. I don't know if that's necessarily what we wanted to do. So what does it all mean? Let me take the temperature, give you what the real is. So 3 years ago on First Person Shooter, Drake rapped that his youngins are richer than rappers because they stream. People took that as an observation. It wasn't. It was an announcement. You know, he's not dabbling in the creator economy. He's relocated into it. Kick, steak, Nelk, Clipper Army, Kick's Clipper economy is paid in to turn every moment into 50 vertical uploads. You know, so when something happens on that stream, it doesn't leak. It gets manufactured into virality. So I mean, that's a huge difference, right? But here's my actual position. This is strategically, effectively, and reputationally expensive. And Drake has decided he'd rather talk about that than be like respected. You know, that's a real choice. I'm not sure it's the wrong one, but it's definitely a choice. And you know, hey, he made it. And also, and this is funny, publicly retracted the time he held. He told I Show Speed not to bark at women, but he didn't really bark at them. He barked at for women, not at them. He said, "Darren, I retract my statement." So you know exactly what he did. One correction I have to make. There's a photo circulating on X claiming that Pete Chewy before cosmetic surgery. That claimed to be Pete Chewy before cosmetic surgery. That is unverified. The outlet that ran it said outright they cannot verify the date or context of the image. So we're not running it. If she addresses it, we'll cover it at a later time. So let's do a live poll. Genius media play or hardest Drake moment to defend? Vote in the chat. Ones or twos. So I guess one is genius, other or hardest moment is two. So also today is day 3 of the Tupac case.
that they came across one juror who had lied about his criminal history. So the judge will question this juror again on Thursday. This juror had already made it to that next round of questioning. So anyway, in that courtroom was also Tupac Shakur's family. I was able to connect with a man who told me that he was his cousin. He flew in from Atlanta, talked to me about Tupac's legacy and about how his family has been waiting for this trial for 30 years. Also, he let me know that every time they're in Vegas, they stay near Flamingo and Koval. That's where Tupac died. They say they feel a little closer to him when they are over there, and they just use it as strength as they come into the courtroom every single day.
So you have it. It's underway. So yeah, you got people that want to really be involved, and they're clearly going to try to say whatever they need to say to be selected. You figure that some people are looking at it like a business decision. They'll be able to write a book afterward, get appearance fees for being on podcasts, shows, talk shows, these type of things. Like, what did you feel like? How was that? What was your experience like? So, I don't want to say I understand. I do understand that part of it, how someone can look at it as an opportunity to level up. And some people are going to approach it in that very manner. So I get it. So just for context, for anyone who doesn't know the history, September 7th, 1996, Tupac was in Vegas for Mike Tyson versus Bruce Seldon fight. And hours after the fight, he was shot near the Strip. Okay. Yo, what's up? Seth's in the building. Oh, man. Welcome. So he was shot. He was on life support for 6 days. And he was only 25 years old at the time. So now here's where it gets loud again, because the witness list has turned into a public relitigation of the entire death row era. Okay, prosecutors want Suge Knight's testimony. However, Suge has signaled that he'll make everybody regret putting him on the stand, which I probably would believe him. He says he doesn't want to testify. I probably would treat him as what do they call him? A disgruntled witness or a combative witness or whatever. They have a legal term for it, but I probably would treat him like that. So Reggie Wright Jr., who's the Death Row's former head of security, sat down with TMZ this week and denied any involvement because Keefe D had been publicly trying to pin the whole thing on him. Of course, I don't understand that. He's been saying for years that he was involved and he was in the middle of it. Now it wasn't him. So you got a defendant pointing at the head of security and security pointing back, and Suge Knight threatening everyone in the room. That's the trial. So this trial probably not telling us who pulled the trigger. Multiple people who were I guess in the car or knowledge about the situation believe that it was Orlando Anderson who was an alleged shooter at the time, and he's no longer with us because he met his demise in 1998. So whatever comes out of the courtroom is going to be partial justice at best. So, all right, but everybody's presumed innocent until the judge said, or I'm sorry, the jury says otherwise. Right? Got to make that disclaimer. Okay. So next up, we got somebody else that you all may know. Let's see. Okay.
Freestyling at school, and then I was like, okay, I gotta tell my mom because I really want to. And she see it on the internet because it's definitely on my Instagram, but I don't think my mom was even on Instagram at the time. But I was like, she's gonna see it probably, so I need to just tell her that I'm cursing. And
what was that conversation like?
I was like, Mama,
got some news for you.
I want to rap, and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, well, don't whoop me.
Let's start there.
But I'm cursing. And she was like, what you saying? And I was going hard. And I was like, okay, Mama, for real, don't be mad.
Yeah.
Because I was talking crazy. Like my mama had me grow up listening to Pimp C, Bun B,
so you
3 6
knew, right.
Mafia.
It's like
just
come on,
don't be confused about where this came
really.
from. You like so when I let her hear what I was rapping about, she was like, who is this? Like, where did you learn how to talk like that? Mind you,
right.
She is the rapper and she's also cursing, but we definitely were not talking about the same thing. I definitely was. I was probably her on 10.
Yeah.
And once she figured out I could rap, like we both would like get in the car whenever we were going places and we'll be freestyling in the car together.
Wow.
Yes. And I just wanted to be better than her at rapping. So I was like, that was my competition. My mom was my competition, but she was also like my biggest supporter. I just wanted to make her proud. And I wanted her to know I'm serious about this and I really can do it. And I'm really good at it. So and I wanted her to know I'm serious. When I got the
Sure. So there you have it. You seen that, you heard that. Megan Thee Stallion wanted to make Mama proud. And she also wrote WAP. Well, I don't know. You could have wrote a religious rap. That probably would have made Mama proud. I don't know. I don't know if Mama's proud about that WAP though. I don't know. Mom or Daddy would have been proud of that. But that's just, I digress. I'm thinking out loud. So apparently, yeah, for real. That's what's up, Says. Yeah, free Tory Lanez, man. Come on. So apparently her album is she's on her on a marketing campaign for her new album. Act 3 is on the way out. So that's the last chapter of her trilogy. So that's what the whole media campaign, media tour is about, to spread the word that she's coming out with her final chapter of the Megan trilogy after Megan and then Megan Act 2. So no date, no single, just the confirmation that it will be out. So just hang on. Told people back in January she was finishing it and it was coming this year, and asked the hotties for time and said she'd be in the gym and in the studio. So this is the first real signal in almost 2 years. So and it lands after a really public split, between her and Klay Thompson. So I don't know if that makes a difference in album sales, but hey, we will see. Pooh Shiesty still sitting on top of the world, man. Who knew? I mean, I can't lie. It's a nice album, but if they use your lyrics in court, he may have wanted to hold off on that one. I'm just saying, like, let this whole court thing play out first, because he's like they say, keep it real, keep it a buck, keep it a stack. He keeping it all that in one. He keeping it a buck, he keeping it a bean, he keeping it. They should have just kept it. They should have just kept it. Let the verdict go where it's gonna go. Then you drop that one, because he a little too real. Too real, man. Don't be that real. So this one's genuinely strange. Okay. All eyes on Shiesty, his #1 on US Apple Music. All genres. 16 tracks. Glorilla, Sex Red, Big 30. He's incarcerated. No promo run, no radio, no shows, no release party. It's charted on nothing but demand. And I mean, hey, if you listen to it, you'll probably be streaming it too. And here's the knot. It came out through Gucci Mane, his 1017 Global with Atlantic, while Shiesty awaits trial on charges that he forced Gucci to release him. This is an interesting story. They make they make documentaries out of stuff like this. This is gonna be on like Power, the next season of one of them shows, them 50 Cent shows is up, Empire or something. So apparently he was trying to force Gucci to release him from the paperwork at gunpoint during a Dallas studio meeting in January. But hey, he's pleading guilty. He's pleading not guilty. I guess that wasn't him. Trial is set for February 2027. So he's charging to #1 on the label, and the man who accused him of he's charged. He's on the he's the #1 artist on the label of the man who accused him of robbing him. You can't make this up. All right, and we got, let's see, we got another interesting character here. Who needs no introduction.
Instead of sitting there pretending and shit got your vibe off. This ain't never been our vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're wrong. I could tell too. But you wanna know something too? We gonna bypass that. I told you that, so maybe you could open up now and just understand. As I told you about what you did wrong, that's some disloyal shit. But that don't mean I'm telling you that I hate you or I'm your enemy or I don't want to be your friend. I was just telling you so you don't do that to me no more, because I ain't deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
And no bitch ain't that. Basically, that girl didn't deserve your loyalty more than mine for you to literally let her make you do that. That's cold, son. I called you my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know something, though?
Mm-hmm.
Never trust a man who will cheat on his wife. And never trust a bitch who will fucking marry a man.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. And you will never hear a lot of dudes say that, because either them niggas pretending with they self and they hiding something from the world. Just fuck niggas.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I ain't got none of that to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you was honest from the beginning, you would have never had to forgive, you know? Because everything's just there. You fuck your own interview up.
I did.
Yep.
Y'all got that? Straight from the horse's mouth. So that's NBA YoungBoy's full open thoughts, or some of them anyway, with Funny Marco. Guess next time he's gonna be filming from Korea. Okay. I guess he also said he thinks he has 1 or 2 albums left in total. Project reportedly called All Dogs Go to Heaven. Can't make this up. One of the most prolific artists in the streaming era announcing expatriation and retirement in the same sitting. I don't think we've processed that yet. So let's see who's up next. We got
$60,000, y'all. By the way, tell you something that I know I heard about on the Jay-Z tip. Just a little quick update. His album is done.
Okay.
It's completely done. It's just we might get it if somebody partners with him. If nobody partners with him, it's not coming.
Wow.
Hey, he is not playing about it. You cannot play about your brand.
You said this like a month ago.
Yeah, you can't. Somebody called and confirmed it from me, so I was like, okay, I just want to reveal it on the team.
He's not gonna have.
You heard it here first. Heard it here first. Let's go.
Does first week sales at this point even matter?
I don't think so. Bro. It only matters to the industry and the people that want to laugh at you. If the industry matters, that's the only time. It's nothing.
Because back in the day, if you didn't sell a certain amount, you was dropped immediately.
Nigga, you was dead. If you answer your phone.
Hell no. If you didn't do 100,000, you was
done.
You're done. That was a major number.
You had to be big. It was either you bigger than 100,000 first week or you smaller. It was 2 ways of measuring.
Yep, that was it.
And I feel like if Jay puts an album out now, one, I don't know, because everybody attaches, success to how well did it stream, where did it chart, how long did it stay there, this, that, and the third. Like, I just think that there are more people waiting to kind of like take away from Jay's legacy than to add to Jay's legacy at this point.
But I just don't even care. Like, I have no idea what 444 did in its first.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Saying, but now, today, more than ever, everybody is so fixated on that aspect of things and not the music, not how well does it sound, how well does it, like live and things like that.
Jay doesn't have to think about that.
No, he's not thinking about that.
But that's why I would like an album from him, because who cares? And I don't think he gives a fuck.
No, I know he doesn't care about that. I'm just saying, just the voice, the opinion of the public. It's like it's almost like they're waiting to say, Father Time caught up with you finally. Like, get out of here. This is trash. Like, people are almost waiting for that moment.
That doesn't change much at all. They're gonna say it flopped regardless. If he doesn't outsell GNX, Iceman, or Fall Off, it's gonna be a flop.
Collectively.
Collectively, it's crazy.
He has to sell more than them collectively, yeah.
Because that's now the standard. Well, actually, I don't even know what the standard is.
Yeah.
Because even when Kendrick sells well or Drake sells well, they're still saying they didn't hit another number they hit before.
Yeah.
So at what point do we even care? Because who sold this year? And numbers really don't matter to me, but in the scope of this conversation, what's a flop?
Yeah.
If Ho puts something out and sells under 100,000, but it's incredible, and he has $1 billion and can sell out stadiums, did I flop?
Right.
Show me where I flopped.
Right.
Because I'd love to flop.
Yeah.
Learn from Hove. Hove is.
So to be clear, Roc Nation shut down the rumor that Jay finished a new album, posted fake news on their Instagram stories Monday after an executive, that'd be Ray Daniels here, claimed it on the podcast. So apparently, I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know who's telling the truth. What do you think? Roc Nation says fake news. Ray Daniels says real. Said Jay shopping for a deal. No, that sounds likely. I say that sounds likely. No, man, that don't sound nothing like Jay-Z. Shopping for a deal? No, man, he doing this for the love. He doing this for the love of hip hop, man. On everything. That's on everything. And meanwhile, Beyonce dropped a Morning Dew remix pack last week with Jay-Z's first official release verse since God Did in 2022. It's all building toward the 20th anniversary edition of B-Day. All right, so something is definitely brewing. What? We'll have to see. So let's see. We got one more story here. Well, a couple more, but I think we'll only just cover one more. Good one here.
Yes. Getting her meds appointments.
Yeah.
So I be
But
saying,
that's like traveling.
What we be
Yes,
hustling.
travel.
One
Yes,
time
yes,
we went to
yes.
Milan, they treated us like shit. They drove closed down the whole motherfucking store.
They
I
did.
said, oh, they
What? Did. We had an
and fired the lady. I said, we'll be back for you. I'll be right back.
We had an appointment and they tried to act like it was.
I said, baby, you caught the wrong one today. She's very nice. Not I. We'll be back here. The whole store's closing down. We're bringing out Crocs and everything. You want some smoke? You done caught one. Like,
Yeah.
I am crazy like that. Like
I like that kind of
that
crazy.
is what it is like. I said, oh,
yes.
I
Did
said,
they fix it?
Fix
Oh,
it.
yeah.
What? We was in the private room
Oh,
with
yeah.
champagne and
Caviar.
macarons. We was up in there doing it. I said, how many bags you got? 10?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
They
take
brought
this,
out
this, and this.
everything.
I said, I take
Black people with money are so fucking embarrassing. Imagine being racially profiled at a store and your first instinct is to spend all your money to prove how rich, not stereotypically Black and poor you are. Reminds me of the Lululemon situation. All of the Black girls were finding out that Lululemon like hates people of color, Black people specifically, and they were still trying to shop there to prove that they have money and that they're not these broke thieves. Like, it makes no sense. A company tells you that they don't want your business. You think spending more money with them proves that you're stupid. It proves that you're easily racially triggered, that you're going to do anything to prove your self-worth through money. You know that the people at the store get a commission. You just gave them a positive association with racially profiling Black people. Now that they know all that they have to do to make some more money, make a Black person feel like they don't have any, then they're going to spend it all. Every time I hear something comes out of the LeBron James family, I realize that they're just elitists. Now it's his wife. Like, every time they speak about being rich, it's like every day they're trying to prove they're more like rich white people than they are anything like the common Black. And I get it. You're upper echelon. Every time you do this, even from a white person's perspective, you showing them that you still a stupid nigga. Because smart people with money don't spend their money where they're not wanted. They invest in places that care about them. This was an opportunity for you to restructure an entire environment. You could have emailed Hermes, showed them how much money you spent. We had their employees go through some type of racial sensitivity training, which is what a lot of corporations need. Racial sensitivity training, need sexuality sensitivity training. That way we can make an equal and fair and just society, but also re-educating the population. You have that type of wealth, you have that type of fame, you have that type of spotlight. You and your husband, all y'all are doing is showing us how rich y'all are every time y'all get a chance. It's so lame, it's so corny, it's frankly super embarrassing. Like, every time I hear either one of these, I just be so embarrassed. Never spend money with anybody who has shown me disrespect. Because when you do that, you're just showing them that all they got to do is disrespect you some more to get you to spend some more money.
only thing we talk about is going around the world.
All right, you seen that? You heard that? Shout out to LeBron. You know, hey, when you got that kind of money, you gonna spend it sometime with somebody that don't like you. I mean, you worth $1 billion. I mean, sometimes it's just gonna happen. You gonna think you gonna spend all that with the only people that love you? I don't know. What y'all think, Jack? Could you spend $1 billion with only people that like you or like your kind or rock with you? Come on, man. I mean, I'm talking about privately. That privately rock with you. You think you're gonna be able to spend all that money with people that love you? I don't know. That seems tough. But you know, I I can't knock her for that. I couldn't. You know, they've been rich since they were young. You know, maybe that was really, you know, maybe that robbed them. This is philosophical here. Maybe becoming so well off so early robbed them of the motivation to you know, see the world as maybe the broke smart person. Because some like, you know, broke smarties out there, you know, you got your books and you got your perspectives, but you don't have that green in the bank. So maybe that's the difference. I could chalk it up to that. You know, that could kind of make sense. You know, when you're a starving student, that hits differently than if you're a balling student. You know, it's harder to study. It's hard to study when you got a bank account full of money. I mean, I wouldn't know, but I can imagine. I'd imagine that's probably difficult to stay and study all night, stay in on the weekend when you are 18, 19, 20, early 20s, and you got millions of dollars in the bank, fancy cars and clothes and all the stuff. Everybody looking for you. I don't know. What do y'all think, chat? So I don't knock her. They in Italy in her mess. Why not? They grabbing stuff and pulling stuff off the display, and those employees don't know what to think. What is this? What is this? And they looking for the smoke. And seem like they looking for the smoke. If you're gonna give them a hard time, they calling corporate. All right. So that's all we got for today. Y'all want to do some Q&A? One question. I got one question for y'all. Is it tricking if you got it? That's the running question we've been dealing with. We've been struggling with. Is it tricking if you got it? You know, straight gating, swimming purses, and 25,000 stacks. Is it tricking if you got it? I repeat, is it tricking if you got it? You know, tricking is defined by, you know, overly spending to the point where you are flexing, you making a statement. Is it tricking if you got it to spend? Yes or no? From my perspective, it's tricking whether you got it or not. It is tricking if you got it or not, just by definition. You overly spend on services or items just to make a statement. That's tricking whether you got it or not. Now, if you got it, then it's really like inconsequential. Doesn't matter. If you blow a stack, taking the girl out, trying to impress her, it don't matter. You got a bunch of money, and why not spend your money how you want? You earned it, you got it however you got it, you know. That's yours. You're an adult. That's what it means to be an adult. You can trick your money if you want to. Some people, that's their passion. Nothing wrong with it. You ain't hurt nobody. Trick that money. It's all good. But you know, it has its problems if you are looking to build a relationship with somebody like that. So some people just aren't, and that's okay. We don't always have to build a relationship with everybody we just happen to know. You know, if your passion is going out having a good time and tricking a bunch of money, Nothing wrong with that in my book. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, because if you don't have it, it's worse. Some people have the money, but don't have the game. That's true. In that case, they just doing what they gotta do. Well, yeah, but they are. But is it tricking? You know, because some people got it. You know, whether they got the game or not, I don't know. I don't know why you would want to do that, but apparently Drake either likes that or he likes that image of that. Because it's like, for a lot of people, they wouldn't want that image. They just throwing money to women like that. Like what if it's like even if it's not my money, I don't want to be seen giving women money like that. So it's like some type of people that meet me, they think it's that. I mean, because it's women out there that say he done bought them cars and bought them all kind of crazy stuff. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but does that get you the relationships that you want? And a lot of relationships are going to be tough if there's no respect. If they don't respect you, and that's not how I don't think you get respect by giving, fancy gifts to people who didn't earn it or don't deserve it, or don't deserve it from the person who's giving it. At least, maybe they deserve it from somebody, but they don't deserve it from you. And, or maybe that's the market to get us talking about it. And if that's the case, then that's brilliant, because here we are. All right. So that's our show for today. So I will see you all back here tomorrow, 5 o'clock sharp. Friday. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Thursday, 5 o'clock. We back at it. Y'all be safe. Take care.